I apologize for showing up unannounced. I've been trying to call your staff. They won't return my phone calls. So let me ask you, after your comments about the president, do you feel that voters are owed a better explanation than just, I misspoke?
I think that, as I stand by my statement, that I misspoke and I apologize.
Okay, and who are you apologizing to?
You know, I stand by my statement that I misspoke and I apologize.
I apologize. We talk to you all the time. You're a very forthcoming guy. Who's telling you not to talk and to handle it like this?
I stand by my statement that I wrote, that you have, and I misspoke and I apologize.
Was it that you thought it would go over well in Elbert County where folks are very conservative and you'd never say something like that in the suburbs?
I stand by my statement that I misspoke and I apologize.
Is there anything that I can ask you that you'll answer differently?
You know, I stand by my statement that I misspoke and I apologize.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you.
You see the many faces, you recognize what you don't know. There's a deeper love inside that finds us, and it's everywhere you go. You see it in the eyes, feel it in the touch of a stranger's hand, in the voices of the children, in a language that we all understand.
America's possibilities are limitless, for we possess all the qualities that this world without boundaries demands. Youth and drive, diversity and openness, an endless capacity for risk, and a gift for reinvention. My fellow Americans, we are made for this moment, and we will seize it so long as we seize it together.
Constantly remind us of the one life that we are. Let's love and celebrate. Love and celebrate. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We are, yeah. And we all share the air that we breathe.
Hello, my darlings, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White, coming to you live from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida, where it is 80 degrees and cloudy, and helping me to talk about it and always helping to keep you informed is my partner and the beautiful, the uppity and well-read Miss Jacqueline Lambert. Jackie, are you there?
I am here, Brenda, and I am ready to talk about it.
Oh, yes, we are. And the monkeys welcome you, and so does the crowd. We missed them last week, and we're back. Jackie and I were still on vacation. And boy, was it a vacation that I needed. But we are back. I'm ready. You are listening to Spreaker's most informative political talk show right here, and Let's Talk About It. That's right. We won the award. We took it home. My chest is still sticking out. And I'm still pissed, Jackie. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go on and start, and Jack is going to help me rant. We are going to open up tonight with the Zimmerman trial. Waiting in... Yes, it's Zoom. It's hanging over us, Jackie.
Wait a minute now. Let's go to the show title, though.
Oh, thank you. See,
Okay.
I get mad if it didn't have Jackie here to help keep me calm and controlled. I would be just bursting out, just saying whatever the puck came up on my mind, just like I just did. Okay, tonight's show title, and y'all know I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm just along for the ride. Okay, I just play the music and rant. But tonight's show title, The Big Lies. Amen. like it's nothing we ain't never heard, Jackie, but the big lies are still popping. And what's the big lies about, Jackie?
And they're just getting bigger and bigger. Big
Yeah.
lies in the Trayvon Martin case, in the George Zimmerman trial.
That's right.
Big lies from the House of Representatives and Daryl Issa.
Yeah, girl, still creating that scandal.
Oh, yeah, and big lies. Our girl, Michelle Bachmann.
Oh, that is the line queen. Now listen, the Republicans want to call the White House spokesman,
Yeah, Jay
Carney, a paid liar.
Yes.
Well, if Jay Carney is a paid liar,
Yeah.
then Michelle Bachmann is the queen bee liar of the Republican and the Tea Party. That heifer can lie, but we're going to talk about her later. Right now, we are about to have an exciting first half hour here as Jack and I start the conversation with George Zimmerman's attorneys, the judge's latest rulings in the trial,
Yes.
George Zimmerman's 911 call, which we are going to refresh your memory on,
Yes.
and then Jack and I are going to do some more fussing, and you know, especially me. Jackie going to try to keep me in control, but my blood is a boiling, just a boiling again, Jackie.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, we're starting today with the George Zimmerman trial, which is scheduled to begin on June the 10th.
Yes.
So that's next Monday.
Yes, that's
And
coming up.
we thought it would be good just to give everybody a refresher of how we got here.
Yes, Jackie. And are you ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to refresh your memory. This is 4 minutes long.
Sanford Police Department. Line is being recorded. Sean.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. It's Retrieve View Circle. The best address I can give you is 111 Retrieve View Circle. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about.
Okay, and this guy, is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He looks black.
Did you see what he was wearing?
Yeah, a dark hoodie, like a gray hoodie, and either jeans or sweatpants and white tennis shoes. He's here now. He was just staring.
Oh, he's just walking around the area?
At all the houses.
Okay.
And now he's just staring at me.
Okay, and he said it's 1111 Retrieve You or 111?
That's the clubhouse.
That's the clubhouse. Do you know what he's near the clubhouse right now?
Yeah, now he's coming towards me.
Okay.
He's got his hand in his waistband. And he's a black male.
Okay. How old would you say he
He's
looks?
got a button on his shirt. Late teens.
Late teens, okay.
Something's wrong with him. Yeah. He's coming to check me out. He's got something in his hands. I don't know what his deal is.
Okay, just let me know if he does anything, okay?
Over here.
Yeah, we got him on the way. Just let me know if this guy does anything else.
Okay. These assholes, they always get away. Yeah. When you come to the clubhouse, you come straight in and make a left. Actually, you would go past the clubhouse.
Okay, it says on the left-hand side from the clubhouse?
No, you go in straight through the entrance, and then you make a left. Yeah, you go straight in, don't turn and make a left. Shit, he's running.
He's running? Which way is he running?
Down towards the other entrance of the neighborhood.
Okay, which entrance is that he's heading towards?
The back entrance.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need you to do that.
Okay.
All right, sir, what is your name?
George. He ran.
All right, George, what's your last name?
Zimmerman.
And, George, what's the phone number you're calling from?
407-435-2400.
All right, George, we do have him on the way. Do you want to meet with the officer when they get out there?
Yeah.
All right, where are you going to meet with them at?
If they come in through the gate, tell them to go straight past the clubhouse and make a left. And then they go past the mailboxes. They'll see my truck.
Okay, what address are you parked in front of?
I don't know. It's a cut through, so I don't know the address.
Okay, do you live in the area?
Yeah.
What's your apartment number?
It's a home. It's 1950. Oh, crap. I don't want to give it out loud. I don't know where this kid is.
Okay, do you want to just meet with them right near the mailboxes then?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, George, I'll let him know to meet you with you out there, okay?
Actually, could you have him call me and I'll tell him where I'm at?
Okay, yeah, that's no problem.
You need my number or you got it?
Yeah, I got it. It's 407-435-2400.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, no problem. I'll let them know to call you when they're in the area.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, Jackie, so there we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Assholes, they always get away.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong with this guy.
Yes.
And now he's looking at me.
Yeah, exactly.
It
couldn't be because you're following him, could it?
Okay, creepy crawling in your truck,
Yes.
scaring him to death.
Yes. Yeah, but now the thing about it is that shortly after that phone call, George Zimmerman confronted Trayvon Martin,
Mm-hmm.
and he shot Trayvon Martin to death.
Yes, he did.
Trayvon Martin was armed with a can of iced tea and a bag of Skittles.
Yes, he was. And
now, after that, as everyone remembers, the police department, they weren't going to do anything about it.
mm-mm.
That the Sanford Police Department held that child's body for 3 days while his parents were frantically
looking for
their
him.
son, when they knew that their son was laid out on a slab in the morgue.
While they were trying to get their lives together.
While they were trying to get the story straight. That's right.
And Jackie, who among us can forget as George Zimmerman arrived at the police station and they arrived with him. I can just hear him now. George, we just have to put these handcuffs on you because of, But he arrived there like he was going to a party.
Yes, exactly.
Hopped out of the police car. They looked him over. You all right? And they all went in just jolly as could be.
Exactly. You wouldn't think that he had just taken someone's life, would you?
No, never, Jackie. Never in a million years.
A teenager.
With that behavior. And Jackie, don't forget the lie he told. I didn't know Trayvon Martin was a teenager. Right there on the 911 call.
Yeah.
He says late teens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's come to the point. Okay. See.
Please.
Next week, after all of these trials and tribulations, and they had to appoint a special prosecutor and all that, and there had to be protests for someone to investigate this incident and charge George Zimmerman. And the state charged him with second-degree murder, which I think is absolutely appropriate.
I do, too. I don't think he set up the night before and planned to kill some beautiful black child, but I think that he's been wanting to shoot somebody for a long time.
Yes, and the other thing, too, is would he have confronted this young man had he, Zimmerman, not been armed? I say hell no.
I say hell no and hell no.
Exactly.
He wouldn't have confronted him. He's 5 foot nothing. Trayvon Martin was over 6 feet tall.
Yes.
He wouldn't have chased Trayvon Martin if he'd have had a baseball bat.
Yeah, you're probably correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that gun made him feel all powerful.
Yes. And so since he murdered this child, we've all known there's been lots of things to happen between then and now.
Yes.
But now we're close to the trial date, and George Zimmerman's attorney, Mr. Mark O'Mara, I always call him O'Meara, but Mark O'Meara is a golfer.
I call him Mark O'Meara too, Jackie.
Okay. Yes, but Mark O'Mara is showing us what the case is going to be, because George Zimmerman is pleading that he is innocent because he shot Trayvon in self-defense.
Well, Jackie, you know, I love hearing all your facts, but I got a question.
All right.
What happened to Stand Your Ground?
Well, they've decided that maybe they'll assert stand your ground later on. They don't have to have the hearing. They don't have to have it immediately before the trial. And also, I don't believe that O'Mara wants to have a stand your ground hearing in front of a judge. He wants to do that in front of a jury. Because what is obvious is that he intends to try Trayvon Martin. That's what Zimmerman's defense wants to do.
That seems to be exactly what he wants to do, Jackie. And
yes.
Thank God for the new rulings by the judge.
Yes. But David Laban, who is the president and CEO of the Association of Prosecuting Attorneys,
yes,
he said this. He said, this, quote, neighborhood watch guy sees a black male wearing a hoodie coming through the complex. The implication is there's some assumption this guy doesn't belong. Okay? He said, and then that's what he says in the call to the 911 operator, as we just heard. Bond said a more traditional call in a self-defense situation is someone is trying to kill me, not I see a guy doesn't belong. And Bond goes on to say that basically Martin would be alive, but for the fact that Zimmerman chose to, 1, arm himself, 2, follow him, 3, go out to confront him, and 4, shoot him to death. Now, that sounds pretty plain to me, don't you think?
It's damn plain, Jackie. But, you know, we heard so much about stand your ground. And then now we're trying to hear, you know, Mr. O'Mara was on Reverend Al's show on Thursday or last Friday. As he decided, you know, he's very smooth, very slick. You know, we got a defendant here that the public already hates. What if, Jackie, we took one look at him because he looked sort of in the fashion of a skinhead?
Yes.
What if somebody decided on his looks?
Yes.
They would kill him.
Yes.
You know, ain't got your hoodie, but, you know, we could assume he's a skinhead because he shaved his head.
Yes. Well, Mr. O'Mara is asserting that we don't know if George Zimmerman followed Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, the hell we don't. He told the operator that he was following him.
He said the question is, when he was pursuing Trayvon, if he continued to pursue him. And he said that's what the jury has to determine. And if you suggest that Zimmerman was at least at one point pursuing Trayvon, he can't argue any type of self-defense because that's just not the law. So what Mr. O'Mara is trying to do is he's trying to paint the jury pool, and we'll get to that in a minute, about the big lie he told in front of the cameras last week. Okay. But he's trying to taint the jury pool, and he's trying to suggest that what we know happened didn't happen. It didn't happen that way. Okay? And so in his efforts to mount a defense for the guilty-ass George Zimmerman, I'm sorry, until proven guilty. Okay, so the accused George Zimmerman, Mr. O'Mara claimed at a hearing last week that they had obtained video footage from Trayvon Martin's cell phone of 2 of Trayvon's buddies beating up a homeless guy.
Yes.
Now, he said that in open court.
Yes, he
Cameras
did.
rolling for everybody to see.
Yes, he did.
Hear. Then, in a statement on his website over the weekend, O'Mara apologized for mischaracterizing evidence.
For lying, did you say?
Homeless men.
I'm sorry, did you say he apologized for lying? What did you say?
Okay. He apologized for mischaracterizing evidence that in fact showed 2 homeless men fighting over a bike.
Okay. That's how they want to put it.
Yeah.
He didn't apologize for flat out telling a bald-faced lie to the judge.
No, he didn't apologize for that.
What did he call it, Jackie? What had happened? A misunderstanding?
He mischaracterized evidence, meaning he lied about the video.
Oh, in Negro, we know that means he lied.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, Jackie, every time I see this and hear this thing, I just, my blood starts to boil. Because I have never seen such an open and shut case. You know, as you know, Jackie, the judge has denied the defense the opportunity to show their line video, which had nothing to do with Trayvon Martin beating up anybody. It was
what he said was that Trayvon was filming two of his buddies beating up.
Right, and it had nothing to do with Trayvon Martin or his buddies. It was two homeless men
fighting over a bike.
And now,
I want to mention, Brenda, too, that these kinds of videos are all over the internet.
And kids stop and video stuff all the time.
There are pictures of people fighting each other all over the internet.
All over the internet. Did Trayvon Martin make those two homeless men fight? No.
He probably downloaded from one of those weird sites.
Listen, he could have been there watching, but Jackie, that's what everybody does today with their camera phones. Take selfies, video fights, video tornadoes. The 3 men who were just killed in Oklahoma, the storm chasers, they were videoing a tornado, chasing it.
Yes.
Did they deserve to be shot and killed for that?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Who among us hadn't tried reefer?
Well, and not only that, what I'm finding absolutely hysterical about Marco Mara and the reefer thing is that he said that there are studies that show one of the after effects of smoking pot is being aggressive.
You ain't never seen nobody smoke no reefer and rob a bank, get aggressive. They just want a McDonald's hamburger and chill in front of a movie.
I know. That's the thing that gets me. And I was thinking he had to work real hard to find this study. This sounds like that stupid-ass movie they did back in the 50s, Reefer Madness.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so many people talk about people that need medication to keep themselves calm. So many of them want reefer to be legalized so they can just chill.
Exactly.
You ain't never seen nobody on marijuana start no damn fight.
No.
They don't even know folks is passing by them, Jackie. They are chilling somewhere. They don't even know you walked into the room. If they don't stop this line, I don't know how much more of this I can take, Jackie.
Well, the thing about Mr. O'Mara is he's telegraphing his defense, and it seems that he wants to paint Trayvon Martin as a violent young man. A young man who was so violent that, of course, George Zimmerman had to shoot him. But now, let's talk about a couple other things now. There are things in George Zimmerman's past that might cause you to believe that he was a violent young man, but of course, any of his previous arrests, his anger management courses that he had to take, all of those things are not admissible in court because they're called prejudicial. But the defense wants to drag out anything they can about Trayvon Martin,
who was minding his own damn business.
That's right. The defense wants to bring up Martin's, and I'm going to say alleged drug use, because we don't know if he smoked pot or how much pot he smoked, okay?
Okay.
His school suspensions, apparently he was suspended from school.
And I'm going to say this right here, Jackie. I bet you $1 to a dime, George Zimmerman done smoked some pot too.
Oh, I bet you too.
Okay.
Yeah, but they want to bring up, these things, drug use, school suspension, text messages, or a history of fighting. And we don't know that he has a history of fighting.
No. No, we don't.
But this is how the defense wants to paint Trayvon Martin, and the judge has ruled all that stuff inadmissible.
Thank
but
goodness.
What Mr. O'Mara has been doing in the run-up to the trial is putting all this stuff out into the public domain to try and taint the jury pool.
That's exactly what he's doing, Jackie. And I'm of the opinion and the belief that jurors are not that crazy.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that they're going to say to themselves, okay, let's say he smoked reefer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he got into a couple of fights in school. So did I.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't deserve no damn killing 10, 15, 20 years later because I got in a fight in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that he was drinking a 40 on the way home. He was not messing with George Zimmerman.
No, he was not.
And I don't believe that a jury will be that stupid. What does this have to do with George Zimmerman chasing Trey? And then he tells the 911 operator, he's getting away. These assholes, they always get away.
Yes.
And you know, they corrected one of these videos that went out, Jackie, because in my opinion as well, he was clearly saying effing coon.
Yes.
I heard it. The rest of the nation heard it. And so they put another video out and cut that.
Yes.
So we.
Oh yes. Well, the thing that I find interesting about his defense, as everyone knows, that this incident, this case, has been divided along racial lines.
Yes.
For a lot of people.
Yes.
And what Mr. O'Mara is trying to do is he's trying to use a latent fear that some people have of young black men.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he's doing.
That's all he's doing.
He is trying to tap in to that same
old stereotype bullshit.
Insecurity and stereotype
mm-hmm.
that some people have of that fear of young black men. They're all violent. They're all evil. They're always up to no good.
And we could say the same thing about skinheads, white boys, white men. You all are the ones that hung us for hundreds of years, not the other way around. And, you know, Jack, I really believe that this stereotype, or it could be, you know, their real fears. But I would say if white folks are scared of black people, they might have a little bit of reason. You did such dirty shit. But I can say for myself, we don't think about that anymore. If y'all would let it go and stop with the fried chicken, the watermelon stereotype bullcrap. This is a Southern dish that white folks love.
Yeah.
All these stereotypes, Jackie, it just makes things, it just keeps a flare going. You know, that's all they're doing, stirring a little fire.
But Brenda, it is the same thing that Mitt Romney and his folks used in his campaign to try and foment, quote, white resentment, unquote. These Negroes are laying on their asses and taking your money.
Mm-hmm.
President Obama is just handing out welfare checks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the same strain that you see all the time, not just in our politics, but in our justice system.
And it's so very sad.
What Mark O'Mara said after he was called on this crap, he said that it was a mistake and that he acknowledged it. It happened and he's sorry.
How do you go?
The quote from him is, I only wish that those who are so willing to condemn would be without fault first. And that is, he who is without sin, throw the first stone.
Mm-hmm.
But he did this shit on purpose, and he knew.
Of course he did. And I am certain that this man, who is obviously intelligent, obviously passed the bar, you didn't see this video and understand and get the facts before you came out with this lie. It was an intentional lie, and it was meant to stir racial fires.
Yes.
You know, they leaned on that stand your ground law for so long, Jackie, until they saw no, this shit ain't gonna work.
Well, it certainly wouldn't work in front of a judge. And
Yeah.
just like the comments from Mr. LeBon that we discussed earlier, I mean, he laid it out. You know,
Yeah.
he armed himself. He followed the kid. He confronted the kid, and he shot the kid to death.
Yes.
End of conversation.
And he, you know, y'all, let's not forget all the lies that Zimmerman told. He said that Trayvon, the next thing he knew, he's coming towards him. He's at his truck, and he gets him outside the truck and gets him on the pavement and slamming his head into the ground. And where the confrontation took place was after Trayvon Martin is on the phone with his girlfriend, and he tells her somebody's following him. This guy is weird. I'm scared. She says, run. He does run.
Yes.
George Zimmerman gets out of his truck and chases this kid, and he is down in the midst of the condominium complex. He's not out on the street, and his truck is nowhere to be found because they are in between the back doors of two condo buildings.
Yes.
And that's why people were calling in saying somebody's screaming outside my back door.
Exactly.
They were on a sidewalk in between. There was no street. His truck was not to be seen because he chased him down into this condominium association, into this community.
Yes. And also, when the prosecution starts going through all the things that Zimmerman said the night of the event and then the days after the event, the things that he has said in court, which contradict what he said the night of the event.
Yes, indeed.
The prosecution is going to have a field day with him. But this trial...
Yes, Jackie, it's going to be a field day. And also, he, you know, they asked Zimmerman, so was that you screaming on the 911? You know, one of the neighbors called, and they could hear the screaming and the gunshots go off.
Mm-hmm.
And someone is screaming, help me, help me. And George Zimmerman says out of his mouth, that doesn't sound like me, no. That wasn't me. Mm-hmm. And then they try to say that was George Zimmerman hollering.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he be hollering? He had the gun.
Exactly correct.
But this is but Jackie, I have just a little clip, almost 2 minutes of the back and forth in the courtroom.
Okay.
Of the O'Mara and the judge and the prosecuting attorneys. So let's hear that, and then we'll take a short break.
Okay.
In the last hour, a Florida judge ruled the defense cannot use any evidence of marijuana use by Trayvon Martin, the Florida teenager Zimmerman is charged with killing. His defense, Zimmerman's defense, also cannot use Martin's toxicology report or mention his marijuana level at the time of his death. Plus, Zimmerman's attorneys have been barred from using any evidence at all that shows Martin was familiar with guns. Zimmerman is supposed to go on trial for second-degree murder in less than 2 weeks, and a pretrial hearing has been going on for just about an hour now. Victor Blackwell is in Sanford, Florida. He's at that trial. Pretrial, I should say. Good morning, Victor. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Carol. George Zimmerman himself is not in court today. We contacted his team. They said it was a last-minute decision, but that defense team suffered even more blows than you mentioned. The school records of Trayvon Martin will not be introduced in front of the jury. Neither his history of fighting, social media postings, photos of Martin with gold teeth. Now, that pretty much wipes out all of the evidence that was released by the defense last week. The photographs of that smoke coming out of his mouth, the picture with the gold teeth, the small growing marijuana plant, the gun, all of those elements, the text messages, those will not come up in front of the jury. Now, I want you to listen to this exchange between the defense attorney, Mark O'Mara, and Judge Deborah Nelson. This was during the decision to keep out the familiarity with guns. Listen.
The drugs and the history of his chronicity, his chronic use of drugs, and his familiarity with fighting, and to a certain extent his familiarity with guns is completely relevant to the theory of defense. So how could you keep us from arguing our theory of defense?
Because the rules of evidence keep you from doing it.
Okay. The judge said because the rules of evidence keeps you from doing it. Mm-hmm. His chronic drug use. What do they know about any chronic drug use?
I know.
Just throwing some shit into the mud. Just keep it going.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see what sticks.
Well, Brenda, what other defense do they have?
None.
So they've got to do this. And I know that we're wrapping this up, but I just wanted to pass this along to everyone, that Mr. Zimmerman's attorneys posted on their website last Wednesday that the defense fund had less than $5,000 left. Now, this fund had almost $315,000 in it in January.
Mm-hmm.
And his attorneys estimate that Zimmerman will need another $120,000 to put on a good defense, or perhaps another $75,000 to give him a fighting chance.
You got over $300,000, Jackie. You ain't been to court yet, and you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, and Mr. O'Meara says that he and his second chair counsel, Don West, haven't been paid a cent. And they have many interns who are working on the case without pay. So what they're spending the money on beats the hell out of me.
We don't know, and we really don't care. If you did, I don't believe for 1 minute that he hasn't received some pay. Of course, he was.
Well, look, the man says he didn't.
Well, of course, he's just like the guy who jumped to defend Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
You know, he said he wasn't getting any money. No, he was looking for notoriety.
Yeah.
And he got it.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. O'Meara, if you didn't think there was any money in it before you jumped up and took the case, oh well.
Yes.
Y'all just keep on spending.
Yeah, well, it's like we were saying, the trial itself, they're going to start jury selection on Monday. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And this trial is going to be televised.
Well, I can't. I'll be sitting and listening to every word, Jackie. I'm sure I'll be gripped. I won't even want to go to the grocery store and get me something to eat.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be recording it. DVR coming up. This is so amazing because the whole nation, we had to hear about this. Stand your ground, stand your ground, stand your ground. How are you standing your ground if you chase somebody down and shoot them looking for a fight? Stand your ground is just what it says. If somebody comes up to me on my porch, on the street, in the church, comes up to me and start a confrontation, I don't have to run.
Yeah.
But if somebody is chasing you, what in the world? And you know, Jack, the other thing that made me so mad was Rush Limbaugh and them saying how they gave all these pictures of him looking like a young, educated, innocent. What in the world are you talking about? Those were pictures. Did they take those pictures of this kid because they were preparing for somebody to kill him? And
no, absolutely not.
You know, ridiculous.
The thing about it, Brenda, is that this is just typical. And the thing that we need to remember, that had Trayvon Martin ended up shooting George Zimmerman,
mm-hmm.
he'd be under the jail by now.
Be under the jail by now. And he wouldn't have arrived at the Sanford Police Department ready to drink a beer.
Yeah, exactly correct. So this case is one that touches on a lot of it touches on a lot of the glaring problems in our legal and justice system.
And let me say,
our system of politics, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this all shakes out, because I doubt very seriously that if Zimmerman is convicted, that they're just going to let it go. That there's going to be appeals. This is going to be going on for a while.
Yeah,
so everybody just get ready.
And let me say this on behalf of the Let's Talk About It crew here. I don't care if Trayvon Martin was white. George Zimmerman was wrong.
Yes.
He was wrong. If Trayvon was white and he chased him down into that neighborhood to kill him,
mm-hmm.
he was dead wrong, and his ass ought to be in jail.
Yes.
For a very long time. Sit there and think about it, okay? You are listening to Let's Talk About It, Spreaker's most informative show of 2012. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White, and joining me to talk about it and always helping to keep you informed is my co-host, Jacqueline, the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert. We thank you for joining us here. Stick and stay. We'll be right back and talk about the scandalous non-scandals. Okay? All right. We'll be right back with you. Stay with us.
Made of the same stuff everywhere, from Mother Earth to the stars. When we stand in the sunshine, we all share the air that we breathe. The only thing that separates us is what we've been taught to believe. But don't you be deceived. Oh yeah, we are one. Oh yeah. Oh no.
It's so hard to fly when your wings are broken. I guess it's hard to see God when you're so blind. We still gotta look for that light though. Tell him, Nova.
I'm looking for the right direction. I'm searching for the road of salvation, Lord, so that I may find your way. I'm looking for the right direction.
Hi, this is Brenda White of The Brenda White Shows right here at Spreaker.com, inviting you to join me for Team White Management and Jacksonville's own urban gospel artist Poetic Lace for the 5th Annual Rhythm of Gospel Awards Midnight Music Celebration, Friday, July the 26th at the Downtown Wyndham Jacksonville Riverwalk at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have never experienced the Midnight Music Celebration, then you are in for a treat. Tell them about it, Lace.
Hard work, no sleep, yeah, I'm on a mission. At the house cooking dope, but I ain't in the kitchen. I'm in a room with a pad and a pencil, Bible on the right, oil on the left.
What's up? This is Poetic Lace, and I'm here to personally invite you to join me at the Midnight Musical Celebration Part 3 at the 5th Annual Rhythm of Gospel Awards in Jacksonville, Florida, July 26th at 10:30 p.m. I promise you, you don't want to miss this one. Even atheists are going to be saying glory to God. I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. God bless.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you, Poetic Lace. And I am also excited and delighted to announce to you that joining Poetic Lace for the Midnight Music Celebration will be none other than Marianna, Arkansas's own, the Eternal Light Singers. Don't remember the Eternal Light Singers? Well, let me refresh your memory. song, do you remember the Eternal Light Singers? Yes, indeed you do. So join me for a shouting good time with Poetic Lace, the Eternal Light Singers, and many other great gospel artists from around the country for the 5th Annual Rhythm of Gospel Awards Midnight Music Celebration, Friday, July the 26th at the Downtown Wyndham Jacksonville Riverwalk at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For all other events surrounding the Rhythm of Gospel Awards, listen up.
They'll be coming. Some of the nation's very best independent gospel artists from all across the land will be heating up the highway, headed to hot Jacksonville, Florida. It's the 5th Annual Rhythm of Gospel Awards weekend. The Rhythm of Gospel Awards, July 24th through the 28th, with special guest performances by Lawrence Flowers and Intercession. The Anointed Voices of Tabernacle, Anthony McGee and Praise Motivated, Tabernacle of Praise Church Choir, John Walden and Company, God's Girl, the Bishop's Choir of Grace Cathedral, Roosevelt Bowl, Emmanuel Barkins and Company, Apostle Joseph Green and God's Glory, Deanna Ransom, Faith Gospel Singers, Sean Tillery and Chain, with special guest appearances by Stellar Award-winning and national recording artist Dorothy Norwood, Dwayne Wood, Dr. Charles G. Hay, Wes Morgan, Shirley Murdoch, Tanya Baker, Lillian Lloyd, and Sunday's best finalist Maurice Griffin. It's the Rhythm of Gospel Awards, July 24th through the 28th in downtown Jacksonville, Florida. For information, log on to therhythmofgospelawards.com or call 210-745-5858.
Y'all put your hand together. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. And shout. Oh, it's time. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. You are back. And you are listening to Let's Talk About It right here at Spreaker.com. So we're back, Jackie. We're ready to talk about the scandalous non-scandals.
Yes, there are just so many going on.
Okay, the Republicans to continue their witch hunt. And why, Jackie?
Yes, well, I don't have a clue, babe.
I thought you were going to give me an answer.
I do have a clue, but it's sad. It's all so pitiful. If any of you have been following the news out of Washington lately, you know the Republicans are just having their hearings and more hearings and even extra special hearings.
Okay.
About Benghazi, about the Internal Revenue Service, about the Justice Department, about anything they can
about
think
the
of.
flies that got on the cake icing, whatever.
No, absolutely. They're just working, and what they're working hard to, what they continue to imply, but there is certainly no proof, is that President Obama has an enemies list and that he has ordered all these different agencies to beat up on conservatives and to spy on the press and to do all of these other things and have the Internal Revenue Service to do all these things is just like Nixon. Not even close.
Okay, but, this is going to make Watergate look like.
But the Republicans have been working so hard, and now, there have been some who've been calling for a special prosecutor. But President Obama said, no, there's not going to be any of that because we don't need a special prosecutor, and it's just more money down the drain for the Republicans to do what they, for the Republicans to try and drag this stuff out. Because since September 11th of last year, after Ambassador Stevens was killed in the attack in Benghazi,
yes,
the Republicans have they just won't let it go, and they're mad that they can't get any traction out of it. President Obama's approval ratings have been steady pretty much this whole year.
Mm-hmm. Jackie, let me pretend to be a reporter, and you're one of the Republicans, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, Congressman Issa, today, did you prove anything on the Benghazi that the White House was involved in a scandal or cover-up?
Well, that's why we need to keep investigating.
That's what. Now, see, Jackie, you live in California, I live in Florida, and we did not rehearse this, and that's exactly what they said. Well, we don't know. That's why we need to keep the investigation of the investigation going on. Because even though we've been investigating for about 6-8 months now, we are right on the cusp of finding out what happened. And we know this White House was involved. Yeah, because they were the White House.
Yeah, they know the White House was involved. They just can't prove it.
Yeah, they can't prove it.
That's what they want. Well, we know about the Republicans taking what they want to be true and just assuming it's true. That's why Mitt Romney is out here in California now.
That's right. Well, that's right. Riding his car elevator up and down the house.
Yes. Yeah, because they just knew all the polls were wrong and everybody else was wrong, and they just made up their own reality. And then when it didn't turn out the way they said it was supposed to, they're standing around going, what happened? What happened?
Okay. And Jackie, this is so embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them because they already went through this, and they tried to just nail Hillary Clinton's hide to the wall because she has something like a 68% approval rating already to be the first lady and the next Democratic president.
Yes.
So they want to stop this train before it gets any steam, which they are late.
Oh, yeah.
Because the train's already just a huffing and puffing down the track. We are simply waiting on Hillary Clinton to say, yes, send me, I'll go. We just wait on word from her because we know that once she says yes, and they know it too, that it's all over. So the Benghazi, they're there.
Yeah.
They have come back with it. 3 months later, they are refreshed and ready to go.
Yes.
And
well, I just wanted to share with you guys something that I read today from the Washington Post. It's a column called The Plumb Line.
Yes.
Written by Greg Sargent.
Okay.
And the title of his column today is The Morning Plum, Behind Jubilation About Scandals, GOP is Rudderless and Adrift. He starts out by saying, as I've been saying here for some time, behind all the GOP noise and hoopla about Beltway scandal palooza is a stark reality that can't be obscured. House Republicans are confronting two major challenges, what to do about the debt limit and about immigration reform, both of which will require cooperation from House conservatives that they aren't prepared to give. And they don't have an answer to either one. This is driven home in fresh and vivid detail by today's Big Post story on the deep divisions within the House GOP caucus.
Mm-hmm.
As the story details, there is no strategy for dealing with either the debt limit or immigration.
Ain't got no strategy. Just keep on calling President Obama and everyone that surrounds him liars and witch doctors and chainsaw massacre men, just whatever they can come up and just start, and they have no shame. They will ride that shit from the fair and back. Just, okay, tomorrow you go out and you say something stupid.
Yeah, and it says here, for all the good cheer among Republicans over the ongoing scandals, they still don't know how to persuade House conservatives to stop acting crazy.
And Jackie, let me say, we are the media that reports on the media.
Yes.
And Jackie and I say here all the time that our media is such drama queens.
Yes.
They went along with this shit, acting as though it was some kind of a story.
Well, Brenda, may I
got the White House, the Republicans got the White House on the ropes. With what? This bullshit.
Brenda,
and these.
May I interject here, please?
Yes, and hello, Jill. Y'all come on into the chat room. Our co-host from Down Under is in there waiting to talk with you.
Yes. May I just interject something here?
Yes.
The thing that the that our media continues to do is they're always looking for some kind of big story, right?
Yes.
The Republicans always start out with some horrible lie.
Yes.
And then the media jumps on it, and then when they dig into it a little bit further, they go, oh, that's a horrible lie. The way that Daryl Issa was so kind as to release these emails that they edited around to try and make it look like it was saying one thing, and it was actually saying another.
And then the White House released the real emails.
Exactly correct.
And so Daryl Issa, chief professional liar for the Republicans,
yes, continues
to tell the lies. They don't have any shame. And then the media, and I'm surprised at Chris Matthews. I'm never surprised at Lawrence O'Donnell because he goes right to their balls to cut them off. And he always says, when this ain't nothing, and all this IRS mess, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
The IRS can't defend themselves because by law they can't talk about these individual cases. It's just nonsense going on when all we need to be talking about and all this country cares about right now is jobs and health insurance. But yet they are working on the number 40th, repeal Obamacare.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I do want to get back to Daryl Issa, the chief
professional liar for the Republicans. Go ahead, Jackie.
The other day, Daryl Issa, confronted with his lack of proof of White House involvement in the IRS scandal, said Republicans are, quote, getting to proving it, unquote. In a good column dissecting GOP overreach without evidence, Dana Milbank, we all know, it said, right, congressional investigators have not produced evidence to link the harassment of conservative groups to the White House or the higher-ups in the Obama administration. But the lack of evidence that any political appointee was involved hasn't stopped the lawmakers from assuming that it simply must be true. And so they are going to hold hearings until they confirm their conclusion.
And I want to remind y'all that they're wasting taxpayer dollars.
Yes,
it has so far taken them $55 million plus trying to prove that Obama and Hillary Clinton had a cover-up going on for Benghazi.
Yeah.
The emails prove that Hillary Clinton wasn't even copied on that. The Republican who was in charge of the CIA, whom they gave blowjobs when they brought him to the Hill.
Yes.
What's his name, Jackie?
Yes.
General
Petraeus.
General Petraeus. You know General Petraeus, the young one, the one who was getting that beautiful, athletic-looking beauty.
Okay, Brenda. Okay.
I'm just saying. I ain't saying nothing. I just said that was...
Come on now.
Okay. You know the one that was hitting that. Okay. They got him to the White House, and they did nothing but give him political blowjobs. As they just told him what a great job he had done. This was the man that Hillary Clinton hired, and Barack Obama, which Barack has proven over and over that he has no problem with hiring a Republican, a Democrat, or independent to do a job, to head up one of our agencies.
Yeah.
And Petraeus was certainly qualified to do the job. But we don't really know what he was doing. I think they said he was at a movie. But Hillary Clinton was not, they told a lie, Jackie, that they had play-by-play, had a video that the White House and Hillary Clinton watched as they killed them.
Yes.
That was a lie.
Yes.
But when it's a lie, they ain't gonna never come forward and say we were wrong or we lied and they're just wasting taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, and they're wasting time and they're not doing their job.
Not doing their jobs.
I mean, what legislation has come through the House recently?
Mm-hmm.
What have they done to address unemployment, to address the crumbling infrastructure?
They haven't addressed any of that, Jackie.
Healthcare, to address anything. They're not doing...
No. Wait now, Jackie. Now, I can't let you put that on the Republicans. They have addressed something.
What?
They addressed those planes being late at the airport. Cause that interfered.
I guess you do have a point.
Cause that
they were definitely
interfered.
right on that, weren't they?
Yes, sir. They didn't waste no damn time on that.
No, they did not.
You know, y'all, if you're not familiar with what Jack and I are talking about, you know, the sequester hit us as soon as the president said it would. In 30 to 60 days, you are going to feel this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they knocked over 600,000 women and children off of WIC. WIC is a program that gives them the nutritional stuff that they need. They can go pick up food and milk and cheese and bread and
not
things.
Not only that, I also want to say the other thing about WIC that no one ever talks about.
What's that, Jackie?
Is that it helps the American dairy industry.
Yes, because they sell that to the government.
Exactly correct.
And they had over 600,000 women and children on this program, and those 600,000 women and children are being kicked off. The young kids in Head Start are being kicked out of Head Start. Now they're videotaping, and the news media has women on these videos crying because their child got kicked out of Head Start. What if that parent had a job? Now she's looking for a babysitter. And probably is barely making minimum wage in the first place.
Exactly. And I can say as the mother of one, when my daughter was born, and of course, I always say that, of course, I've been richly blessed in that regard. She had really great daycare, but it cost us back in 1995, it cost us $150 per week to have our child in good.
That's right. My granddaughter Jaden, it was $170 a week for her.
That's right.
In daycare.
Right.
And
so mom and dad, we could continue to work. Our child was well cared for, well fed, being taught, all of those things that you need for a good daycare program to prepare your child to go on to preschool and kindergarten and so on and so forth. Okay?
Yes, and Jackie,
if you are blessed like we were, and you can afford to pay that money, then it's all good. But if you're struggling to make ends meet, then what do you do?
And don't forget about over 70,000 or 77,000 families kicked off of food stamps.
Yes.
And if you are hungry, people, let me tell you, why do they envy the government helping people that need a little help? The Republicans and Democrats as well, they all bleed the government for whatever they can get out of this situation.
Exactly. And the Republicans, they always want to give money to people who already have it.
Money to people who already have it. They are the biggest welfare queens and pimps ever.
Yes.
But someone who really, really needs something to eat on a daily basis, just like them, and they don't have all those funds, and the government can give them a little help with that, oh no, they kicking you off food stamps. But just so they can go meet their hoes on time. They fixed that at that airplane shit, didn't it? Okay, I'm mad. I said it. I went there. Yes, I said it, that burn it. Just so they can fly their hoes from joint to joint and them get home to their hoes on time. They fixed that airport thing where the sequester affected that. But don't give a damn about children going to school. And don't forget these kids going to Head Start, probably one of the only breakfasts that they get on a regular basis. You know, it is so sad. And Chris Matthews has a segment in his show that he calls the unkindest cuts. And that's exactly what it is. Welcome to the chat room, David Capers, my daddy boo-boo. And hey, back to you. Hey, y'all. Hey, you. So, you know, Jackie, you know, this makes my blood boil. So now the Republicans trying to repeal health care by stopping implementation.
Yes.
What are they doing, Jackie?
The Republicans are working very hard to exploit any type of problems that arise from the implementation of the Affordable Health Care Law. And instead of trying to fix whatever is broken so that everything goes smoothly. And and they're working really hard to make sure that certain segments are underfunded and so on and so forth. And I believe that they put together another thing to repeal the health care law.
Obamacare.
How many times, Brenda, are they going to do this? I mean, this has gotten to the point where it's just beyond outrageous.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my prediction.
Please.
I think they're gonna do it 60 times.
You think that's the magic number?
Yeah, before the elections take place, I'm gonna give them a good 10 more. I think they've already tried to repeal it 40 times.
Yes.
And Reverend Al reported on Politics Nation that this has cost the country and the taxpayers $55 million with them and their silly appeal for Obamacare. Now they are the ones who went to the Supreme Court with it. The Supreme Court ruled that it's the law of the land, and they just won't let it go. And Jackie, if you don't mind, may I just play this little clip by Michelle Obama?
Oh, go right ahead.
The leader of repealing Obamacare.
You mean Michelle Bachmann?
I'm sorry. Okay, Michelle Bachmann, the leader of repealing Obamacare.
Okay.
Here we go. Thank you. I can't believe that Michelle Obama's name got mixed up with this husband right here. Here we go.
Great news. The U.S. House just passed my bill to repeal Obamacare. Obamacare promised us lower costs and a better health care system. But the truth is just the opposite. Unaffordable, skyrocketing insurance costs. And a system so complicated, well, even Democrats are calling it a train wreck. Passing my bill is just the first step toward lower costs and improved health care. I'm Michelle Bachmann, and I approve this message.
Lie, 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 lie.
Yes.
And she has no shame about telling these lies.
No, she doesn't. But I would also like to make another point about the Republicans continuing to go at Obamacare.
What, Jackie?
You know how they always talk about living in a democracy. This is one of their efforts in this regard is one of the most undemocratic things that could possibly happen. Because we live in a democracy, right? Majority rule. The majority elected President Obama to be the president. The majority supported a change in the way that health care is delivered in the United States. And yet, the Republicans, knowing that our system of health care is ridiculous and knowing that it needs to be changed and improved, continue to fight against it. They will not accept the will of the American electorate. And when anybody points that out to them, they come up with all kinds of weird crap as to why what they're doing is okay. But what they're doing is really not okay. And in reference to health care, I just want to share one other thing, too.
What's that,
in the Republican states that are rejecting the Medicaid expansion, they're getting a terrible deal because they are going to have to spend an additional $1 billion on uncompensated care, and they're going to end up with fewer insured residents.
And that's why Republican governors throughout the land are jumping on the Obamacare bandwagon. Well, I think it's the right thing for Ohio.
Yeah, but, the states rejecting the expansion are going to spend much, much more for health care, and they're going to get a lot less, and they're going to leave millions of their residents uninsured. Yeah. Now, how does that make any sense?
It doesn't. And Michelle Bachmann, maybe you were right when you're talking about skyrocketing costs. Yeah, it's going to be skyrocketing on you fools and the states that deny this.
Yeah.
Or fight it.
Yeah.
Jackie, she acts as though we can't read for ourselves. I've seen business owners, small business owners that have been interviewed and saying how wonderful it is for them. I think we played a clip here once a few weeks ago where a man jumped up in one of these town hall meetings and tore into who's the woman that replaced I think she got in by a special election, but she's always running around with John McCain and his mini-me. And she
you're talking about Senator Kelly Ayotte.
That's right. She got torn a new you know what, as one of the small business owners jumped up in one of those town hall meetings and tore into her butt about how they were costing him money, the Republicans, with this foolishness.
Yes.
This trying to repeal Obamacare.
Yes.
And they really, that's a really good question. How are you? Great. It's so good to see you. And great question. That's when they start with the pimp talk, the bullshit. You know, the minute they say to you, great question. And you know what? My mother was born in 1920. You know, that's the bullshit, because they are not about to give you an answer.
No, they're not.
And
they don't have a good explanation for why they're doing. The only real explanation for why they're doing what they're doing is that there is a core constituency in the Republican Party, the Republican base, that detests Barack Obama.
And has taken a vow.
The whole country falls down because they hate Barack Obama more than they love their country.
That's right. And Jackie, if the whole freaking country went underwater, those bastards have vowed, with Mitch McConnell as their leader, they have vowed to destroy him. They have vowed anything Obama likes, we're against it.
Yes.
So as I was telling folks and been trying to tell folks, Barack Obama never worried about cutting Social Security.
No.
Or anything else for that matter, because he knew no matter what he offered, those bastards were going to say no, and then repeat.
Right, because they absolutely ignore whatever it is President Obama has to say. They're so busy talking to each other.
Yep. So busy hating on him.
Yes.
And then you have a couple of them who says, you know, this is craziness now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do something. This is, and you know, you're going to be the one on the outs if you talk any sense to your Republican brothers, if you are brethren, if you are a Republican.
Absolutely.
Don't come to us with let's work with him. But now, if we can't see our hoes on time and catch them planes, y'all got to fix that shit. And they fixed it overnight.
Yeah.
And we can work with the Democrats. You know, I'm really happy about the president. He worked with us. He signed the bill. As long as it's anything they want. You know, I wouldn't be married to one of them bastards for $1 million.
Here we go.
Because I'm telling you, they cannot compromise. If they can't compromise, I doubt very seriously that they compromise in a marriage.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, you know, speaking of being on the outs with your Republican brethren, Governor Chris Christie is getting ready to be on the outs with him again.
Yes, he is, Jackie. And what has Governor Chris Christie done here lately?
Oh, Chris Christie scheduled a special election to replace Senator Lautenberg in the Senate. Senator Lautenberg was was one of the senators from the state of New Jersey. He died on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was saying, well, Chris Christie could appoint a Republican, right? Because that's what they were hoping that he would do. A Republican that could hold that seat for a little over a year and try and consolidate his power and stuff, because the seat would have been up in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they thought they would have a better chance of holding that seat. They'd get one more Republican seat in the Senate, and they think they would have a better chance of holding it. Well, Governor Christie did it again. Governor Christie has scheduled a special election for October of this year.
Well, Jack, I guess his draws are big enough to keep on tearing them with the Republicans. In this case, he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't, because Governor Christie is the governor of an extremely blue state.
Yeah.
And right now, he's looking pretty good because he embraced President Obama. Yeah. And then he really gave a few smackdowns to the Republicans and called them out by name.
Yeah, he did.
And Jackie, yet they still never said a word about him calling them out.
Yes.
So they want him, but they don't want him, but they can't do shit about it because his approval rating is in the 70s, I do believe.
Yeah, his approval ratings are really high,
Mm-hmm.
and he made the decision to fill the seat with a special election on October the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting about this is that he could have set the special election for November the 5th when he is going to be up for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
They're having an election in November, so why have a special election in October? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, Governor Christie does not want for this seat to be on the ballot when someone like Cory Booker, who's very popular in the state of New Jersey, it's my understanding not as popular in Newark as he once was, but he's
yeah,
Chris a heavyweight. He had already announced he was running for that Senate seat.
Yeah.
Okay. And he did not want to be on the ballot the same time as Cory Booker because he's afraid that Cory Booker will give Miss Buono, who is the Democrat running against him, would give her some juice, because right now she's way behind in the polls. And he is afraid that with Cory Booker on the ballot, the Democrats will be energized and it could cause some problems for him. So he has set this thing for October the 16th, and the primary is going to be in August. Okay, and so the primary is on August the 13th. And so there's going to be an election, a special election 3 weeks before the general election. So it's very interesting that Governor Christie decided to do that. But the other thing that Governor Christie does not want, too, is he does not want to do anything that's going to get the Democrats in New Jersey mad at him again.
Yeah, well, I really, he's getting to the point where you might think that Governor Christie doesn't want to even be associated with the Republicans.
Yeah, well,
but he still claims to be a dedicated.
But I think that Chris Christie may end up being kind of like Colin Powell, in that he's not going to let these bastards run him out of the party.
No, he doesn't do that. I mean, Jackie, when he met the president a couple of times at the airport and hugged him and thanked him for coming, and especially with Sandy, they have been mad with him.
Yeah.
And he has gotten right on TV, and I don't give a damn.
Well, and it's not just that, B. It is also that the Republicans have been working so hard to try and find someone to blame for Mitt Romney losing in the election.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think they need to look a little bit further.
Yeah, and they will not. It's hard for a lot of them, even still, to say that, well, Mitt was not a really great candidate and he didn't have a great campaign. I mean, they were just beaten.
And that nobody believes in.
Yeah, they were just beaten by President Obama and President Obama's organization. That's just it.
Well, Jackie, if they didn't have those dinosaurish ways, their asses wouldn't have lost. But they sit around.
See, that's a good one, dinosaurish.
They have done everything but drug a woman in there by her drawers and her hair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're just heathens. That's why you lost.
But I wanted to, for everybody who doesn't know, that Senator Frank Lautenberg was the 5-term New Jersey Democratic senator.
Yes.
And he was a liberal voter, and he died Monday from complications from viral pneumonia, and he was 89 years old.
Yes.
Okay. And Chris Christie, who was supposed to be giving a speech yesterday, he went off script and said that he just had to talk about Senator Lautenberg. And he spoke very eloquently about the senator, and it was very complimentary to him, and said, even though we disagreed about a lot of things, I respected him, and he did a lot of good things for the state.
Yes, he did.
Reminded me, oftentimes that he was just a kid from the wrong side of the tracks, the same as I was.
Well, I was.
I just have one other thing, thing to add about Senator Lautenberg.
Yes.
Okay, which I ran across this and I thought it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Governor Christie described Senator Lautenberg as a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And he had also been described as a political gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
He was known as a combative legislator who was willing to do whatever it took to prevail.
Mm-hmm.
Gladiator sports are in, he said in 1988. I'm not saying I approve. I'm saying that a lot of people like their politics the way they like their hockey, rough. He won his first race for Senate after calling his 72-year-old opponent, Representative Millicent Fenwick, okay, who was a Republican, a national monument, insinuating she was too old to serve. And in 1988, he called Republican opponent Pete Dawkins a carpetbagger and a liar in a race recounted in a book called Mudslingers, the 25 dirtiest political campaigns of all time.
Well, Jackie, you know, I was not into politics the way I am now when Governor Lautenberg, when Senator Lautenberg was elected. Mm-hmm. But after yesterday, as the reports came in and the stories about him and who he was and the things that he's done, I was loving him because he is the reason that we don't have smoking on airplanes.
That's right.
And oh, do I ever thank him.
Yes.
Those were the worst flights of my life. And they put you in the non-smoking section, seat 25, and seat 26 behind you. They could smoke. How the hell were you going to keep smoke from coming over seat 26 to 25?
I always wondered about that myself. But
it was horrible for me. Yeah. And I'm allergic to cigarette smoke, and makes me itch, makes me cough, makes me miserable. And I can't stand to smell my clothes when I come home. So rest in peace, Senator Lautenberg, and I love you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take a very short break right now, and let me give you a few of what's happening around Spreaker tonight, okay? You are listening to Let's Talk About It. I am the wild and wonderful Brenda White, and joining me to talk about it and always helping to keep you informed is my beautiful niece, the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, and hiding out and hanging out in the chat room to chat with you is the co-host of the co-host, Jillian I Am Woman Hear Me Roar Anderson from Down Under. So you can come into the chat room and Jill will chat with you and keep the fun rolling. And Jackie and I will be right back. So stay with us right here at Spreaker.com.
The only thing that separates us is what we've been taught to believe. But don't you be deceived. Oh yeah, we listening to the beginning of Spreaker's Tuesday night triple threat in full effect, starting out with Let's Talk About It with the wild and wonderful Brenda White and the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, aka Miss Uppity Speaks. And waiting at the Spreaker Depot is David Capers and that wild train ride he's going to take you on called the Razor Blade Express. Oh, honey, you know you got to hold on to your wig and your panties too, because this ride is unbelievable. And then waiting in the wings is the Love Doctor, DJ Tony Sanchez, with the smoothest, most relaxing love songs on the net. So stick and stay right here for Spreaker's Tuesday night triple threat in full effect, beginning at 5 until 7 p.m. for Let's Talk About It, the funniest, the craziest, and the most informative political talk show on the net. And then waiting at the depot, get your tickets for David Capers and the Razor Blade Express from 7 until 10 p.m. And
Waiting in the wings from 10 until 12 midnight, The Love Doctor. DJ Tony Sanchez, he's gonna do it to you up and down, round and round, back and forth, side to side, and then straight down the middle of your ear hole. I'll see you in the chat room at Spreaker.com. All times Eastern.
Then kiss me again.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hi, this is Brenda White of The Brenda White Shows right here at Spreaker.com, inviting you to join me every Monday night from 7 until 9 p.m. and every Wednesday night from 8 until 10 p.m. for words of inspiration and prayer from the altar with Pastor Mitty Collier. I promise you a shouting good time, and Pastor Collier will give us that much needed food for the soul, and then I will top that off with the best gospel music on the net. So join me every Monday from 7 until 9 and every Wednesday from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time right here for words of inspiration and prayer from the altar with Pastor Mitty Collier at Spreaker.com. And I'll see you in the chat room.
Listen, by the stripes of Jesus. Y'all put your hand together. It's time. It's time. It's time. And shout. Oh, it's time. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time. It's time. Oh, it's time. It's time. Oh, hallelujah is right, y'all. Join me tomorrow night for words of inspiration and prayer from the altar with Pastor Mitty Collier from 8 until 10 p.m. I don't cuss there. I just host the show and Pastor Collier gives y'all the word, okay? Okay, so you're back with the wild and wonderful Brenda White, the uppity and well-read Jacqueline Lambert, and this is Spreaker's most informative talk show. Let's talk about it. Okay, Jackie, so we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Ready to wrap, yeah.
Ready to wrap it up. Okay, ready to wrap it up, y'all. It gets kind of tongue-tied, you know. So when you're live, you know, you can't fix it. You just got to go with it. Okay, so we're getting ready to wrap it up. And Jackie, we got to say goodbye to our girl, Michelle Obama. Say it ain't so.
Why do you keep doing that?
I can't believe she's leaving.
But not Michelle Obama.
Oh God, did I say that again?
You did.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Jackie. Mm-hmm. Michelle Bachmann, the crazy one. The certified one. Dana Milbank and the rest of the crew on MSNBC will kill you laughing at Michelle Bachmann. They continue to call her crazy because she got her papers.
Yes.
She is certified. And so, Jackie, you know, she just came out with a new ad 2 weeks ago, and I just played that for us earlier. She was shouting about how she was going to be, how the House had just passed her bill to repeal Obamacare. It's not going. It's not going anywhere. You know, she's the Tea Party darling.
Yes.
So they got together with the Republicans and pushed them all, and you better vote for it. Okay, so it passed the House. It's not leaving the Senate.
No.
It's never going to be voted on. And she made that commercial and thanked them all. And how she going to fight to just, and eyes was all lit up like she had a hit a crack. And just to fight repeal Obamacare. Y'all, don't be ridiculous. She's not appealing shit.
Yes. Well, I mean, they can vote to repeal, but the Senate has to vote to repeal as well, and the president has to sign it.
Okay, so how stupid is
likely
this?
is President Obama going to?
Jackie, not likely at damn all.
Yes, but I mean, and she was also preparing her reelection campaign as early as it is.
Yes,
it
17.
It's unusual for a member of Congress to run for the entire 2 years that they're in office.
Yes, Jackie. She was given. I mean, she's been just bragging and talking about how she's going to repeal Obamacare, and that's all she does is repeal Obamacare and get $169,000 a year from the government for their Pray the Gay Away clinic.
Yes, and she was running for re-election. Am I right?
Yes, and as Chris.
But then what happened?
And as Chris Matthews said on Hardball, the reason she came up with this new message of not running is because her inside people told her, your numbers are tanking. And I think that 8 years is long enough for any congressman and president to serve. I mean, have you, Jackie, if ever I heard pimp talk.
Well, Brenda, it's not just that. I disagree with Chris Matthews. I don't think that her inside people telling her that her numbers are tanking would be enough to dissuade her from running again. Not Michelle Bachmann.
What, she won by what, 1%?
I beg your pardon?
She won by what, 1% or 2% this time, this last time?
I think it may have been even less than 1%.
Yeah, and she said, I have run for your congressman 8 years and I've won. But she didn't add on, not by the hair of my chin.
Yeah.
That's how she won, by the hair of her chin.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's enough to dissuade Michelle Bachmann because she lives in her own world.
Well, I agree with you on that, Jackie. I believe the reason she is resigning and not choosing to run again. Well, she's not resigning. She's choosing not to run for a 9th term.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the reason she is choosing not to run for this 9th term is because the feds are up her you know what.
Yeah, but not running again won't help her.
But I think, you know how you get that phone call in the night, Jackie? Yeah. I think her Republican and Tea Party brethren have already called her and said, this ain't looking good.
Well, I don't think that she would get any pushback from the Tea Party wing.
If
I
her
do
butt...
know that the Republican establishment, shall we say, has been unhappy with her pretty much since she first won.
Yeah, but if her butt is found guilty of these charges,
yes,
it's not going to look good for them because all of them claim to be fiscal hawks.
Yes.
And this ain't looking real fiscally.
Well, no.
Real hawkish.
The thing is, and let's talk about what she's being investigated for.
Please.
And she's being investigated for misusing campaign funds in her run for president. Her brief run for president this last cycle.
Yes.
Now, she is also known as someone who does not pay her staffers.
Yes. And Jackie, that's not a good thing to do.
No, it's a very bad thing to do. Her staffers and her consultants that she hires, she always is having issues with them about being paid and what they should be paid when and all of that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she does have issues. And this young man, Mr. Gray, who has promised to run against her again,
mm-hmm.
is very formidable. And I believe the only reason he didn't win this last time out was because he decided to get into the race late.
Yeah.
For her congressional seat, for the congressional seat. So the thing with Michelle Bachmann not running again, and the prospect of her not being in the Congress, is we won't have her to laugh at anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And when you made that statement about her being on crack, my 18-year-old kid said to me just a few days ago, as we were talking about this, yes, and I do talk about these things with my kid, who's very politically astute. And she said, I can't believe she's been in Congress as long as she has been. Mm-hmm. And I said, why is that, sweetie? Well, the woman is obviously a crackhead.
Let me say, for entertainment purposes only, Tommy A and I do not have any knowledge
That's right.
of her smoking crack. But I will tell you this, that heifer is crazy. I ain't got no evidence of her smoking crack, but I know crazy when I see crazy.
Well, you know, to quote Scott Brown, just look at her. Look.
Okay, Jackie. You know, Jackie and I love to have fun here, and I do get to be a little petty and get to name calling from time to time, which Jackie asked me not to do, but every now and then I just can't help it. But our name calling is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm really not that petty, but the Republicans do make me want to scratch where I ain't even itching.
Yes.
I'll say that too. You know,
yes.
And I know not all Republicans are crazy like Michelle Bachmann, but
well, I don't even know if you could call Michelle Bachmann a Republican, because these Tea Party.
That's right, because she's the Tea Party, darling.
Yeah, you know, these Tea Party people, they don't care.
Yeah, that's her claim to fame.
They're opposed to the, quote, Republican establishment, too. That's why they're fighting with Karl Rove all the time.
Yeah, and they fight with anybody and everybody. I don't think they even understand, Jackie, when there is something that will help them as well.
No.
And even if they did, it doesn't matter. That Kenyan moo-moo, that little old nappy head Kenyan moo-moo,
community organizer.
Yeah, community organizer, Zimbabwe Juju. If he wants it, we saying no. That's all to it. Okay, so I believe Jill is saying that you are sexy when you curse. Dave the Rave says, damn, Jackie didn't cuss this week, and I was waiting. Jackie,
well, you will keep waiting because I am not the cusser.
Just hold on, Dave. We still have...
did you hear me, Brenda?
Yeah, I heard you.
I am not the cusser, damn
it. Dave, just hold on. We got 15 minutes left. I bet I can get her to cuss. My favorite when she cusses is those motherfuckers. She pronounces every syllable. The rest of us say mother, you know, but Jackie, mother. She says it all.
You know, what does this have to do with Michelle Bachmann? Not a damn thing.
Well, because we coming to the end and it gets crazy and crazy recognize crazy.
Just you know, make fun of me at the end of the show. I don't understand it.
Crazy is recognizing crazy, and so this is where we have fun and get crazy and say any damn thing we want. So, Dave, I'm gonna keep working to see if I can't get her to cuss.
Just well, I have cussed twice. I guess it's not enough, but that's what you're gonna get today.
Okay, Jackie, we missed last week because we were getting rest from our vacation.
Yeah.
And last week we had somebody that went crazy, and I lost my note on that made a racial comment or something. Oh, who was it?
Are you talking about Sergio Garcia? Surely not.
No, not Sergio, but
thank you.
But I put on my site about him on my Facebook page because I did want to talk about Sergio Garcia.
Okay.
But it was funny as hell. And, and I still say, I think I talked about it on Up All Night with Brenda White a little bit and had a good laugh. But, I said on my Facebook page that I don't think Sergio Garcia was being racial or he's a bigot or anything. I just think he had a stupid, dumbass moment. And he was so mad about Tiger whooping that ass.
Well, I mean, if you look at, and here we are, we're going to start talking about golf. And for you guys who are not golfers,
you don't want to start me and Jack talking about golf.
Give us a second. This is just going to be a minute.
Because we loved it. Sergio Garcia, what did you say, Jack? He triple bogeyed the 17th hole at Ponte Vedra?
Quadruple bogey. I don't think that Brenda can count bogeys past 3. Okay?
No, I was just...
it was not a triple bogey. We've talked about this. It was a quadruple bogey.
Yeah, well, see, I forgot. That's why I wanted you to tell me. So, so I've played this 17th hole. I've played the Ponte Vedra golf course.
Yeah, she's talking about the 17th hole,
yes.
What they call the Island Green.
That's right. And
at the TPC Sawgrass.
That's right. And that's the PGA Championship tournament.
Yeah,
and,
which is the tournament players course.
That's right.
For the uninitiated.
And that was the first.
I cannot believe you just go.
And that was the first golf course.
Look, stop it.
Wait, you can't tell me to stop it. I got the microphone and the mute button.
No, everybody's gonna know about us.
Okay, so Jack and I love golf because I married a golf writer, and the first golf course I ever played. And I played them all except for the Masters. They don't give a hoot who your ass is. You ain't playing there. Okay? All sports writers, and depending on how big your paper is or TV station that you work for, they get one lifetime chance to play. And my husband got one lifetime chance to play. And it rained cats and dogs, and he still played. It rained all 18 holes. And I mean, it was coming down, but he still played because he had once in a lifetime chance to play it. And so I played this 17th hole at Ponte Vedra. And after I sunk about 5 golf balls into the water, my husband said, honey, let's just drop your ball and and move on because these balls are expensive. And every time I'd hit one, he said, don't hit the one with my name on it. Because he didn't want, and I don't blame him. Some golf company had sent him a big Bertha and had sent him golf balls with his name on them. And so please don't lose another one in the water with my name on it. So Sergio Garcia got his ass toasted. He did worse than I did on the 17th hole, and I'm an amateur. So when he said that mess that he said about Tiger, yeah, I'm going to invite him to dinner and we'll serve chicken. He just had a dumbass moment. That's all. I don't think he's a bigot or anything. He just didn't know no better.
No, I don't think so either. And I think that he was just trying to find some way to get under Tiger's skin because Tiger is so under his skin and all in his head. And I'm sure that for Sergio Garcia, he blames Tiger Woods
for that ass whooping.
For the direction of his career.
Okay, and listen, he blames him for that ass whooping, and rightfully so, because Tiger did whoop his ass. But more so, the 17th hole is what whooped his ass. And that's who he ought to be mad with, the 17th hole, because that hole is a monster. You're over here, they got this island out in this little lake, and you got to really be able to drive that ball to get it on the island so that your balls don't keep going into the water. And that's what happened to poor Sergio. So enough said about him. But Jack, I was talking about a president of, oh my goodness, I can't think of it, so I can't tell the story. But he said something really dumb and racist. Okay, Jackie, what about the Canadian mayor who got caught smoking crack?
I'm sorry, so you got me. I don't know.
Y'all, Jackie, go ahead and continue with something crazy while I tell y'all about this story. I got to Google it again though. But it's been all over the news about the Canadian mayor who got caught on camera smoking crack. And what he said?
I didn't even know they had crack in Canada.
Jill, would you please answer us? Do they have crack in Australia? Jackie said she didn't know they had it in Canada.
Oh, surely not.
Do y'all have crack in Canada, in Australia, Jill? Okay, so let me look up the Canadian mayor. But you know what he said?
What?
Wasn't me.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that the same thing Marion Barry said?
That's exactly what he said.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure, so that is what everyone who's caught smoking crack, that's what they do. They say it wasn't them.
It wasn't me. And I remember that morning as clear as a bell. It was a Sunday morning. I was ironing in the living room when the news broke, and Marion Barry called a press conference, and he came out and he said, I have never known of any crack, never seen any crack, never smoked any crack. And I looked at my husband, I said, he's lying. Look at him. He's sweating like a hoe in church right now because he need another hit. He been smoking all night. I mean, and the sweat was just beading off of him.
Yes.
And they were just waiting on him to tell that lie because they had the video.
Of course.
And then they showed the video. And oh my goodness, I wasn't shocked. But yes, Toronto mayor.
Okay.
Single-handedly makes Canadian politics interesting again.
Okay.
Mayor Rob Ford, F-O-R-D, Mayor Rob Ford was caught on video smoking crack. And you ought to see his thug brethren that he is hanging tight with. Now, the guys that got the video, they have shown it to prominent news sources. But I think they're waiting on trying to sell the video, which I can't blame them. That is priceless. Rob Ford in crack cocaine video. The gang members were the ones who shot the video on their cellular phone. This is crazy. And they said gang members tries to sell the video to the media.
Well, they're gangsters. That's what they do.
But that's his friends.
Oh, well, even so, that's what they do.
Jackie,
you had asked a question about crack in Australia. And Jillian gave us an answer. She said they have builder's crack. And I'm trying to understand what builder's crack is. If she says, yeah, when the builder bends over, you can see his crack.
Okay, y'all didn't understand Jackie because she was laughing. But a builder's crack is when the builder bends over, you can see his cleavage. See his crack. Okay, Jill, that is so ridiculously silly. Yes, it is. Now, we're trying to get information to enlighten our listeners.
But that's what they have in Australia. Thank you so much. And Jillian also wants to remind everyone that it's a bugger when your balls go in the water.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, Rob Ford. Okay, he's this real fat white guy. Looks like a real redneck, Jackie. Okay, looks like he's the kind who be sitting on the car. Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
We holding it down. We working on your car. That's the kind of guy that he looks like, big belly. And here he is in pictures that the crack members, that the gang members got his picture.
Oh my gosh! Well, I had to look it up because, because of what you just said. Ooh, he's a jolly critter, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and he hanging with his brothers.
Jolly critter.
Yeah, his thug brethren.
Maybe he's smoking crack to, as a diet, to lose a few pounds.
Well, I tell you, he ain't smoking enough. 'Cause he is still a little roly-poly ass. But his pictures with his brethren. Now, I don't know if these pictures have been doctored or not, but the news sources that I saw from reputable news sources says that they have seen the video.
Yes.
and they said it's real.
Yes.
And he's saying it wasn't me.
Yeah, well, and until anybody sees the video, he can keep saying that.
Okay. Hey, remember that was a song done by Shaggy. It wasn't me. Said he caught me in the bedroom. It wasn't me. I played a blues song last Friday night. on Nothing But the Blues. And he said, if you didn't see my drawers by the bed and I still got my hat on my head, it wasn't me. And I laughed myself to death. Okay, y'all, listen. It is 3 minutes until showtime for the Razor Blade Express. So Jackie's and my craziness must come to an end. But once again, let me give a shameless plug for Team White Management's artist, Poetic Lace, and join him and me and the Eternal Light Singers July the 26th in Jacksonville, Florida for the Rhythm of Gospel Awards Midnight Music Celebration beginning at 10:30 at the downtown Wyndham Riverwalk. Okay, so Jackie and I are going to say good night to you. We thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you here. No, Jackie and I are going to be off next Tuesday because Jackie's moving to a beautiful new home.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. Beautiful,
Yeah.
glorious, fabulous. Yes.
So y'all stay tuned. Stay right here with Spreaker.com for Daddy Boo Boo coming up. Immediately following me, the Razor Blade Express. Girls, ain't no need of wearing your wigs and your panties because you know they're going to come off. And then
And your panties.
okay, and then following David Capers and the Razor Blade Express will be DJ Tony Sanchez, the Love Doctor, and taking you through the eye of the storm. So stick and stay right here for Tuesday night. Triple Threat in full effect right here at Spreaker.com. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Words of Inspiration and Prayer from the altar. Once again, rest in peace to my cousins who were found dead at the bottom of a ravine in North Charlotte, Charleston, South Carolina. Have a nice home going, boys, and we'll see you later. All right, we're out, y'all. Say goodbye, Jackie.
Goodbye, Jackie.
Okay.
You recognize